Welcome to another presentation of the Solid Sports Video Blog. This is episode 34. Today's date is October 4th, 2017. Thank you so much for watching. I'm Troy West, also known as Solid Assassin on YouTube. Thank you so much for watching. Of course, this is the Thursday Night Football edition of the Sports Blog, which I record every Wednesday, previewing the Thursday night game of the week. And of course, this week, the New England Patriots go to Tampa Bay to face the Tampa Bay Buccaneers tomorrow night. Big game for both teams. Patriots come in at 2-2. Close loss and a humiliating loss at the same time to the Carolina Panthers, as the defense doesn't look good right now in New England. And the Buccaneers sending the Giants to 0-4 last week with a last-second field goal. And they're now 2-1. Of course, they have no real buys because, of course, week 1 was canceled for them, so they had to switch their bye week to week 1, so they'll play the whole season without a bye week. So it's interesting to see how that takes a toll on them. Of course, week 4 was a couple of surprising scores, games. Of course, two teams that surprised me the most from last week: the Bills going to Atlanta and beating the Atlanta Falcons, and the Saints over in London shutting out the Miami Dolphins. That was a little bit of a surprise for me as well. Texans with a huge win, as Deshaun Jackson looked like he's arrived. The Jets continue to win. So a lot of surprising games last week. So it should be an interesting week 5, as I'll look a little bit ahead to that later in the video. But I'm going to try to focus on the game tomorrow night as we look at the Patriots. Is Tom Brady not slowing down? I wrote that down, and he don't look like he's slowing down. He's been carrying the team actually so far these first 4 games. Still putting up big numbers, MVP type numbers, but the defense look historically bad. As I wrote that, defense worst ever. It's on pace to being one of the worst ever statistically, and points allowed and yards and everything else. So we'll see if they can get that rectified. Patriots have had these slow starts before, starting 2-2 and 2-3 and stuff, so not going to completely turn my back on them yet. They're still my Super Bowl pick. I haven't changed my mind. I think they'll still make it in the AFC. I think it's just going to be a little bit tougher now if the defense doesn't improve. It's going to be Brady carrying them. I think they can run into a team that might can slow them down a little bit in the AFC, like a Denver or team with a stout defense. Could probably be a bad matchup for them, but I still think they're going to get it together. They always have when they had problems at the beginning of the season. So I think right now it's an issue, but I think they've ride it enough and then probably fix it near the end of the season. The Tampa Bay Bucks seized the opportunity, big opportunity for them. They're at home tomorrow night. As I mentioned, the Patriots defense is reeling. Can Jameis Winston take advantage of that? And the rest of the offense, they're supposed to get Mighty Mouse back, running back. Doug Martin, his name escaped me for a second. He's supposed to be back from his suspension, so it'll be interesting to see how much he plays tomorrow night. Famous Jameis, only thing with Jameis, I like Jameis Winston. Actually, I just picked up in fantasy, so I hope he have a big game tomorrow night. But he turns the ball over a lot. He's been a turnover machine a little bit his first couple of years. If he cut back on the turnovers, I think he'll develop into a big elite quarterback. I think that's the only thing holding him back. Too many interceptions. Need to cut them down. But he got the weapons: Mike Evans, Deshaun Jackson on the other side, O.J. Howard, the tight end rookie, had a big touchdown last week. So the pieces is around him to move on. And also I brought up, can they deal with the schedule? Like I said, how will the schedule affect them going forward? Of course, they're going to wind up playing 16 games in a row. Will that be a factor later in the season, or will they overcome it? But I think they need to get some wins now. Their schedule gets a little bit tougher as the weeks come on, so I think it'd be good for them to get this win. This game set up for them to win, but actually I got New England winning this game. I think it's gonna be a shootout. I think it's gonna be in the high 30s. I got New England 38-35. I think Brady making one last drive and wins it for the Patriots. But I think it's gonna be an up and down game. A lot of points on the board. I think Brady will be able to break through the Buccaneers defense, which has not been playing too bad, but it's still Brady. I think he'll get his yards and points. And I think Tampa Bay will be able to take advantage of this reeling Patriot defense and put up a lot of points as well. I think the Patriots win it 38-35 is my final score. I think that's how it will go. Big opportunity, like I said, for the Buccaneers to win this game. Patriots need this game. I don't think it's much. I think if they lose this game, the season still ain't over. They're still in the I'm about to say the American League East, the AFC East. The Jets has been surprising the Bills as well. But I'm still not sold on any of those two teams yet being the contender for this division. And New England haven't played any of them yet. So I think it's won't say it's a must win for them, but they probably want to get this win to give themselves some cushion. I think now, even though on home field they lost 2 games at home already, I think home field means a lot to them this year. I didn't think it would mean, well, I thought it would be no problem with them getting home field. Now that's up in jeopardy with the slow start they in. So, but I think they need to be at home in January to move. I think if they be on the road, I think they could lose in the AFC Championship later on in the season. So I think that's something they need to fix and shoot for. Okay, so should be an interesting game tomorrow night. Move on to my Power 5 power rankings. Top 5 NFL teams in my opinion right now in the league. A lot of movement this week. Some of the teams stayed in the list. Some fell out. Let's go to number 5. Number 5, I got the LA Rams. Probably a little controversial. There's a lot of 3-1 teams in the league. Of course, I'm gonna name the other teams in front of them, but I think out of all the 3-1 teams, I think they've been most consistent. Their defense haven't played well and up to par as we thought, but the offense has been very consistent. High scoring offense in the league. I gave them the nod over the Panthers, who played well, especially last week. The Bills has been surprising. The Broncos is a team I probably I feel, I don't want to say bad, but I kind of wish I could have put them in there. I think they've been impressive their first 4 games. Detroit, there's a lot of teams you could say that deserve this 5th spot. Of course, all those teams are not above the Rams either. I just thought the Rams has been more consistent. They wins, you look at their wins on paper, other than the Dallas win, they haven't really played anybody, but I think they deserve to be here because they've been consistent, especially on the offensive side of the ball. So the Rams are number 5, first time on the list this season. The Atlanta Falcons drop all the way from 1 to 4. Lost last week to the Lions, of course. To the Buffalo Bills. Pardon me, they beat the Lions the week before. In a close game. They have looked kind of shaky all year long. The offense don't look like it's in rhythm like it was last year yet. But they still 3-1. Really was going to hold on to that 1 spot until they lost, and they finally lost to the Bills. The Bills deserve a lot of credit. Their defense has been unbelievable so far. A team, like I said, that deserved probably to be in this list. But Falcons was number 1. Like I said, I try not to put too much in one game, but that was a shocking loss. So they fall from 1 to 4 this week. Pittsburgh Steelers move up from 5 to 3. Impressive win against the Baltimore Ravens. I'm a Ravens fan, so I did check out that game very closely. Steelers still look like the locker room's a little fractured, as you've been hearing about the stuff with Antonio Brown and Big Ben Roethlisberger and other things going on in that locker room. But despite all that, they're 3-1. Le'Veon Bell looked like he got his legs back. He liked the old Le'Veon Bell last week. I think they're going to continue to improve. They're number 3 this week. Staying at number 2, the Green Bay Packers. 3-1. Impressive win last Thursday night against the Bears. Suffered some injuries. Hopefully they can get their guys back. I got a big game this week against the Dallas Cowboys. They win that game, possibly can move up. Aaron Rodgers still like Aaron Rodgers. Still, the running game to me still look a little bit shaky, but the defense have played a lot better this year than last year. Like I said, they are also one of my Super Bowl picks. So right now, no reason not to go against that. Big game with Dallas though next week. Let's see what they do. They're number 2 this week. And number 1, Kansas City Chiefs. They was 4th last week. They moved all the way up to 1. They're the only undefeated team in the league. Impressive win on Monday night against the Washington Redskins. Oh, excuse me, Washington team. I've been trying not to say their name. Apologize for that. But anyway, they look impressive. The Washington looks impressive at 2-2. They played a lot better than you thought they was going to play this year. But Kansas City, impressive wins all across the board. Let's see who they play this week. They play Houston. That's on Sunday night, so that should be an interesting game. Deshaun Watson, of course, developing to his own. Houston at home. Another test for the Chiefs. We'll see what they do. They're number 1 on my list. So from 5 to 1 again, there's LA Rams number 5, the Atlanta Falcons number 4, Pittsburgh Steelers number 3, Green Bay Packers number 2, and the Kansas City Chiefs in the 1 spot this week. They are my power 5 rankings of going into week number 5. Okay, so that'll do it for this blog. Of course, always not that long. Just a preview of the game tomorrow night. A lot of other sports days going on. Baseball playoffs, the NL wild card is tonight. Diamondbacks and Rockies. That's interesting to check out. WNBA finals. Take it all, game 5. Sparks and Lynx. Minnesota Lynx and LA Sparks. I might check some of that out tonight. That'd be huge. NBA preseason started. So a lot of sports going on just today and all week. Saturday sports blog will be big. It'll be a lot to talk about. Make another NBA list. It's only less than 2 weeks away to the tip-off of the NBA season. So I have another list for you this week. Talk more about the NBA. Carmelo looked good. Carmelo and Paul George looked good in a Thunder uniform last night. Chris Paul looked good with Houston. They played each other. Watched a little bit of that. So a lot of interesting things to talk about Saturday as I'll cover everything. Of course, give you a full week 5 preview of the NFL. So check out for that. A lot of big games this week. Of course, I mentioned Packers, Cowboys, Seahawks, Rams. That's a big game. It's just a game between the Ravens and the Raiders. A lot of big games on the docket this week. Could determine, see if some teams can fall away. Of course, Monday night, Mitchell Trubisky starts for the Bears. That'll be an interesting game as well. So, I have previews of all that this Saturday on my normal sports blog. So check that out. Check out all the rest of my projects. Been playing a lot of Mega Man. I think I'm gonna try to fit in an NBA Live video for you guys. I haven't posted a video of that yet. Get back into Madden 18 as well. So keep a lookout for those things on the channel. Just want to say thank you to all my subscribers. Thank you to all my loyal subscribers. Always a pleasure. Like I said, I just hope. The only thing I just wish for a little bit more interaction. If you watch the video and agree or disagree with me, you want to comment on something, definitely leave comments below. Suggestions, anything. I'm willing to listen and interact with you guys. So definitely do that. Like it if you like it. Definitely give me an opinion if you want. I'm definitely open to it. So that'll do it this week. Well, for now, of course, I'll see you guys Saturday. Next Thursday night game, if you want to know, Eagles and Panthers. That should be an interesting game. Panthers this week. I think they play the Detroit Lions, so that's a big game in the NFC. And the Eagles, I think, is home for Arizona. So we'll see how both teams look. And I, recap that and all next week. Just want to say enjoy the rest of your week. Thanks for watching as always. Solid D Assassin. Of course, my name is Troy West. Appreciate you all for your support. I'll talk to you guys soon. Enjoy the rest of your week. And enjoy all the sports. A lot of sports going on this week. So enjoy. I'll talk to you guys Saturday. Thanks so much. Talk to you soon.